Good afternoon, and welcome to another perplexing episode of Diatribes from the Voice of Doom. Now here's your nonplussed and nonpareil host, Voice of Doom. Hello. And I'm going to be as boring as usual because I have nothing planned. All I wanted to talk about is, since it's the last day of November, according to my calendar, we have 2 days until the apocalypse. So I'm a bit on edge. I know that the apocalypse is not going to be a cataclysmic explosion. Those will happen one at a time. But I think in 2 days, somehow something's going to happen that is going to open the eyes of the world. Because the world is a lot more connected than it ever was. And we're all suffering karmic retributions for a lot of sins and a lot of things that maybe people could have stood up and said, no, this isn't right, but we didn't. That's going way back. So I'm going to meander with just my train of thoughts right now because there's 2 days to, prepare your mind. And I don't think I have to talk about the state of the world because anybody with eyes can see it. My beef right now would be with the people that think they see the madness and yet don't really call it out for what it is and say, some serious action has to be taken, and it may not be within the confines of how we've so-called solved problems in this country. Because I hear the voices of reason, and they say, just wait till the election. And I don't think they're thinking out of the box. And I think you're going to need to throw the box away, because the ballot box, is a facade. It is a ethereal cosmological construct, okay? Because we've obfuscated democracy, or we've made it the way they want to make it, where they can have any outcome they want to. And it's obvious. So to talk about the election in 2022 is to talk about an ephemeral ghost, wisps of wind, because they'll make it happen any way they want to make it happen. And I will tie in a bunch of crises to explain my reasoning. There will never be a day in our life where there's not a pandemic, ever. From infants being born today to all the people alive and breathing. We will never see another day without pandemics, because that's the way they set it up. And whether they be very contagious or very deadly, or they're contagious but not deadly, or they're deadly but not contagious, they give us the information they want to give us. And they don't leave any room for dissension. That's the main thing that you got to be suspicious about, is there's no room for argument. This is the way. This is it. Don't show me any data that says otherwise. And we know who we're following, and we know sort of what they're planning. And I shouldn't even say it into this microphone, because I could be banned, and it's incendiary, but bad things. And people aren't used to bad things. I wish people would watch my diatribes from the beginning, so I don't have to repeat myself. how we've always thought we've been exempt, and we've not seen hard times. Okay? Even now, we live better than people lived 200 or 300 years ago. Way better. So, when the hard times come, people aren't going to be able to handle it. They're really not. I've seen people panic. I've been grabbed by the throat. Every experience in my life has led up to telling you people what things are all about. People lose it. And so it's a rambling thing. We worry about many things at once. And just when we never get a handle on anything, but just when we kind of get used to the slouching down, we get used to the lower level, some other thing comes along to cause a panic. And this is not yearly. This is like on a daily basis or hourly. Because I get insomnia. I wake up at 5 in the morning, and I know that they're already doing news on the East Coast. So I turn on the YouTube, and something's going on. Or they're commenting on some other atrocity. And you can always watch Gravitas, which is they're, already getting ready for bed when I'm getting up. So, fall back to sleep, turn on the news 3 hours later, and more atrocities. So it's an hourly thing. It's not even a daily of catastrophes. The caravans are almost here, and as they lay down the law to make sure that everybody has boosters, because Omicron is coming and it's going to spread like wildfire, they're going to let through another caravan without shots. Nobody says anything about it. They say, yeah, this is weird, but they don't say, wait a minute, we better stop and do something here. I don't want to hear anything from anybody with any badges on their jacket, their leather jacket, and their arsenal. I don't want to hear anything from them, because there never was a militia. Never. They talk about being a militia when nothing's going wrong. Things go wrong and there's no militia. So that was a joke. There's no people in America that are going to stand up and say this is wrong. Something's not right here. And I can't do it by myself because I would be killed immediately. I mean, if they were to take me seriously, they would kill me. And if they don't take me seriously, I would just be locked up for disturbing the peace. And probably fined $10,000 because I dared to, cause an insurrection. So, insurrection. I mean, the problem is, we can see it, that the mass media is part and parcel of why this is all happening, because they're not telling us anything like the truth. And then if you see it on the internet, well, that's misinformation, fake news, but not just fake news. It's like we live in a day and age where anybody can say anything. So how do you discern the truth? And I'm not saying don't have free speech. I'm saying credibility, okay? My kid and I talk about this all the time when we talk about the death of books and music. Well, not the death, but commercializing things, because everybody can do things free now. Don't you get it? Anybody can write a book and put it on the internet. Back in the old days, you had to vet. You had publishers. You had people investing money, taking chances on printing the book. Now anybody can be an author. Books are over. Music. My buddy he's made 300 videos of original music, and he makes his own videos on his phone. I've cut a few songs with him, and I've written a few songs that he's produced. And he did it with his phone, and he put it on YouTube, and it cost him nothing except for the cost of the phone and the years of talent years of honing, your craft, which people don't do anymore either, because they can always get a machine to do it for them. So we're a dying breed as far as that goes. I'm not going to sell any records. How can you sell records? All you can do is hope that you can write a song with a hook on it where, they use it on a commercial and it, goes viral or whatever. So, since you can find anything on the internet to say anything, you don't know what the truth is. Well, this causes this doesn't cause this. The vector of this or the vector of that, or the statistics of the number of people who got this and didn't get that, and they can do anything they want with that information. And there's anecdotal stories of atrocities, not in Afghanistan and not in the Sudan or Myanmar or China, but there's atrocities in our very midst, and they're in buildings that are supposed to be helping us. And I don't know how much they're helping us now, and I won't say much more about that. You can discern or glean what you will. I don't know if they're helping, and I think they're lying, and I don't trust them one little bit. So if I am ever in need of going to that facility, I suppose I'll just have to take my chances and lay on the floor and hope that whatever is wrong, it goes away. And put faith in the mystic law and think if I have more time to live, then I'll live. But I can't put my faith in buildings anymore. Kind of scary. Kind of a scary diatribe, and I really didn't say anything. It's just 2 days left. And I'll do another diatribe tomorrow, and I'll probably be more on edge. Maybe I'll find some fake news or disinformation to throw into my diatribe so I sound like I have credibility. So, sardonic, bitter, and kind of disappointed. I knew I knew humankind was a failure, but I didn't think that we'd F up this badly in my lifetime. But maybe Jesus will come and take care of everything. So I'm going to leave it at that. It's a little shorter than usual, but kind of a good one. We'll see. And arrivederci.